Random History Moment, Part 1. Gough Whitlam, Australia's 21st Prime Minister, was fired from office by Governor-General Sir John Kerr on November 11, 1975. It's been rumoured the CIA had some part to play using a law within the Australian Constitution, although at that time it was the law's first official use. It had never been used prior, and the decision created massive backlash from the Australian public. But why, you ask? At the time, there were a lot more US personnel in Australia than you might think, mostly in the outback working at this heavily guarded top-secret facility. And the amount of control over this facility was more by the Yanks than the Aussies. Pine Gap, as it is called today, is a major satellite base ran by the CIA and protected by the ADF. Prime Minister Gough Whitlam, for various political and other reasons, threatened to shut down Pine Gap or severely limit it. At the time, Gough Whitlam was very pro-independent Australia, whereas John Kerr was politically in favour of siding with the US and its interests, hence causing the decision. The Australian public was outraged that their democratically elected leader was pushed out and replaced. Protests happened, but nothing changed. Today, Pine Gap remains as a joint US and Australia satellite base, but it's commonly known that the CIA runs things there. The importance of this base is that it links major US satellites on the southern hemisphere, giving the US full satellite coverage for anything from surveillance to guided munitions. It's important to note the satellites at this base guide most of all the major US targeting satellites around the globe, including those in the...
Our countries are upgrading critical air bases in Western Australia and the Northern Territory. We're operating from new locations such as RAAF Learmonth, and we're establishing an enduring logistics location at Bandiana. We're also increasing the presence of rotational U.S. forces in Australia. And all this will mean more maritime patrol aircraft and reconnaissance aircraft operating from bases across Northern Australia. It will also mean more frequent rotational bomber deployments. Second, we're doubling down on our defense industrial base cooperation, and this includes supporting Australia's guided weapons and explosive ordnance enterprise. By the end of the year, we're aiming to sign 2 memorandums of understanding on critical munitions. The first supports manufacturing guided multiple launch rocket systems, or GMLRS, in Australia by 2025. The second advances the co-production, co-sustainment, and co-development of the Precision Strike Missile, or PrSM.